Hey, good morning and welcome back to Dresdale, our PlayStation 4 console build here. Our last episode let's speed this up a little bit. We built our level 4 roundabout, kind of sunk it in the ground. That was a challenge and a half. And then we went ahead and we ran the route for the external just woke up. External train line. I think it came out pretty good. Kind of interesting, right? Cuts through the mountain, jumps across. Maybe I'll at some point later I'll just raise this up so it's not quite as a little bit of a drop, so it's maybe a little flatter. But I think it looks pretty good. And then flatten it out so it looks like it's man-made. And then here we go. We jump back up again. And I think today that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and build a transfer station and connect it to our main line here. So that way we can start importing goods via rail instead of via highway, and use our rail system. And then I wanted to see how like this kind of design, or even this kind of design here, how effective that is. If they all start queuing up into this roundabout, or is this faster? Like, is much faster than the road that goes parallel with the station, and they stop and turn and come in. That's what I want to see. And then I want to stop these trains. See, these are the stupid 7%ers. Say 7% load. And what I think causes that is we have recycle centers, and they make raw material. And what's probably happening is they're just, instead of driving to wherever, they're just going ahead and putting it on here and providing, and unloading some of their raw material. Probably like this guy here. Returning to facility. Owner recycle center. Maybe I'm right about this. Maybe I'm not. You tell me in the comments if you notice something similar with the 7%ers. So I would much rather, because I'm thinking this is why. So recycle centers, they only track their garbage trucks. So who cares about this truck? If he goes all the way to China on the other side of the planet, or if he drives all the way to Australia, which you can't because it's an island, but let's say you could. And this recycle center's in the U.S. and somewhere in, I don't know, Nebraska, United States, and they could drive all the way to Australia and back because that's where they go anyway. Like, I don't think we care. I just don't think we care, because this doesn't track trucks like that. Like, it just tracks garbage trucks. It doesn't track exporting trucks. Unless, but see, he's returning to the recycle center. So now, that must be true. At first I thought, well, maybe the facility that needs the material sends the truck to pick it up, but that's not how the game works. The game dispatches trucks from the facility that has the material to the facility that needs the material. So that's the way it always goes. Things don't go out and pick things up to bring it back. Buildings send trucks out to deliver and then come back. That makes sense. I hope it does. And maybe when we can do more Industries DLC, we'll kind of see that flesh itself out. Yeah, so that's the problem. So that's why you get these 7%ers if you're using recycle centers, or probably, I don't know, if you're using something else that maybe has a byproduct of some kind that could be exported, or like if there's mail or something like that, you're using the postal stuff. So what I think I want to do is I'm going to make this one way. I think it's a one-way track cheaper than the two-way track. It should be. It's like half the track. Let's just say 64 cent. 96. So I think what we'll do is we're just going to make this one way, and that way, and this is a kind of a good way if you want to keep your rail lines clean. Now we're jumping into the rail, but I wanted to do this more when we actually set up our cargo station, which I ended up setting up off camera anyway. If you want to reduce the traffic on your cargo station, on your cargo network, we'll say, is you want to make it one way from your industry to your commercial. You want to keep it two-way from commercial or industry to industry, because these guys can exchange goods. Sometimes they'll produce some stuff over here, it can go back to factories over here can use, and vice versa, here to here. Same thing with like the industries DLC. We're going to put a train here. So, you know, as they produce like the raw materials as well, because these buildings over here in our generic industrial area will obviously, they'll use raw materials. They'll also use processed materials, I believe. I think they'll use both. I know, like, if you have coal plants, they use coal, or an oil plant, they'll use oil, so that's some raw material, but I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. I think there's some buildings in here that you can use. Unfortunately, you can't click on them and see what they actually use. But that way they can go back and forth. So industry to industry, you want to go back and forth, and then commercial, you want the train to go there and die, and not come back. Because you don't want like 7% trains on your line. That's the gist of it. You want full trains on your line. Because then what happens is they just keep. What happens is if you put a train station here, or we're thinking about putting one to kind of serve this area, they'll generate 7% trains. You know, and then of course you build out some more tiles. Maybe you have another 4 cargo stations, and then they start generating 57% trains. So now you got like 6 of them. 6 trains on your lines not carrying any goods anywhere because you got recycle centers or whatever, what have you, coming back. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll say, okay, well, this will be one lane here, one way, but then maybe like between these two they can exchange goods, so then you don't have to drive and it's not so bad. So just you can experiment with one-way track and two-way track, and usually, like, at least I would say if like this line is ended here and this was like the last train, I would say at least make this line a one-way, so this person can't send nothing back, and then you can let this one come back if you want. But I think what I'm gonna do in this city, because I'm seeing this is the manyth time, I didn't count, but quite a bit of times I've seen the dreaded 7% train come back, and he's probably gonna come here because he's got raw material. So he's gonna come here, he has to, because there's nowhere else to go. It's only like 2 train stations. So somebody, somewhere, in here, right, must be using, they have to be, oil. That's the oil tank, right there. And that was an oil tank trucker we just looked on, right? So somebody, somewhere, in our industrial area, for whatever reason, needs oil of some kind. Some petrol, I mean, I don't have processors. And they come from a recycle center and they produce raw material. So they don't produce plastic or, I guess, petroleum. They produce oil, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't tell you what, it tells you they produce raw material, but it doesn't tell you process raw materials from it. I don't know, that could be, I don't know how you want to interpret that. I interpret that as, and it's the oil truck. It's not the plastic truck. The plastic truck's like a big square. It's like a semi truck. So these are the oil trucks. You see these coming out the oil rigs, or you see these coming out the storage units. And usually you see like the longer trucks. You know, they're like this truck but a little bit longer, from like the plastic plant. I don't know about the one that processes in the petroleum. I can't remember. I mean, we'll see that in a minute. Alright, so that's a little sidetrack. We're going to hook this up. We're going to make this one way. I can do that off camera. And then, because I want my industry to talk to my industry. Industry to industry is fine. But then industry to commercial, one way. And one way only. One way in, no way out. Or something like that. So I want the train to die. That way it keeps my lines clear. And they send full loads of goods to commercial. I hope that makes sense. And that's the plan. That's the plan, my folks here. Alright, so let's build a transfer station. So let's just line this up. I need a train station here. It's going to go there. So, and the train station is exactly, I forget. It's like 6 units wide. I think it is. Let's see. It's like 7. It looks like it's going to be 7. Go like here. So it's must be 8. Because I feel like that's like a 2 gap. So that means if we want the line to be, oh, where were we? Here. I'm gonna do something like this. Let's see if that's right or not. It might be 1 tile off. Let's just see if that lines up. Aha! There you go. There you go. There you go now. There you go now. So that works out pretty good. Alright. So let's do this. So that's not, obviously we can't put it there because it's a hill. We can move it down a little bit. I'm sorry, just woke up, so I'm a little like jittery here. So we'll do, yeah, 2 units is good. I like that. I think 2 units is enough. That's probably a little overkill actually. You know, if we do like half a unit. Oh, it's snapping. See how we don't, it's not gonna line up? Because it doesn't, it's gonna snap to that highway. So it's snapping to that. So we have to turn that off. So we get a nice circle. I'm drawing this backwards. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of flipping. Because remember, I'm on left-hand traffic. If you haven't, this is your first time joining, we're playing on left-hand traffic. I have a left-hand traffic video somewhere in the ether of the internets that talks about why left-hand traffic is awesome. And it's just killing it. It's for traffic. I don't know how, if it's going to be like a game changer or not, but I don't know. My traffic's probably it's 93%. It's like almost perfect. So you tell me if you think that's good with a city size of 33K. I feel like that's not that hard to achieve even without the left-hand traffic on 33K. So okay, this looks good. So it goes, so everything's like opposite. So the train station, they go left to right instead of right to left. I am tempted to just make a straight shot, but I don't think we need it here. And I also want to be able to see how slow these go in and out versus the other design. So let's do this. We need a recycle center in here. I was just going to throw off our recycle numbers, but it's okay. Just the way life is sometimes. It's going to be underutilized, but there's no way to, so you can, so the helicopter, police helicopter and fire helicopter will provide police and fire for this, so you don't need to put the police station or fire station in here. We are going to put a tower in here, which is here somewhere. Oh, these guys. Put that right next to him. If I could do that, and then we're gonna hook the line up here. I don't know if I like that. Can I push the dirt right up against the highway? And then maybe make it like a ramp. We'll do that. We'll try that. To get a little bit less sloppy with this here. Go ahead, you go all the way up to the highway edge if you can, please. It might be a little too close. You're too close to me, man. Now you can do something like that. Run out a little bit. Something like that, maybe. Let's see how all that does. If it crosses the highway or not. Yeah, I went like there. Whoa. We're on this thing. Come on. Why do you do that to me every time? Paradox, every time. It's always too high. It's always too high, my man. That looks pretty good. Oh, yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Try a little bit better. And then we can fix this maybe. Did I just do a straight run from here? I didn't realize I did that. Let's do it like this. Come from this way. Oh, we're gonna take off the length because it's doing like, it's like I can only go so far. I can't like go in that spot. I'm like, yeah, you can. Trust me. Is that really like what you're gonna do to me? I have to destroy my highway? Get this to snap or what? Yeah, I think it's gonna be like that. Maybe I'll get rid of that hill. Yep, let's do that. We'll just plant it in the middle. Yeah, nice try. That was a cool idea. It just didn't work out. It's not in the cards, my friends. I can do a lot of these cleanup stuff offline. And then I could do something like this. I don't know why it's set like that. Why are you that height? What are you doing to me over here? What are you doing to me over here? So can we do a curve? I think we should do a curve. Should we do this curve? Like that. Something like that. And like that. Eh, I like it. It's looking okay. It's a little windy here. Maybe we can flatten this out. I can tinker with it later. Tinker with it later. Let's do like that. Let's do like this. Looks kind of like man-made. Human-made, I should say. I guess. That's good. And I want to fix this, I think, because it's got like that dip there. Like I said, maybe I'll get rid of this. I was thinking, man, that would be cool to like have it be flat in the middle, but it's not enough. It doesn't get high enough because you can't make it high enough there. So maybe I'll end up redoing that piece right there. But we got the general idea, and we can make it functional for now. We can do a little bit prettier later. There you go. Alright, so that's there. And then that's that. Then we just gotta hook this up to here. Which we're gonna need to change that approach a little bit. And we're gonna need to get some height on this. So we need rail again. I guess we come out straight. I guess I wanted this now. Yep. So I want to do like one length. Plus 2. 2 to 3. Okay, plant it here. Gonna like shoot in the middle here. You're not gonna let me? Yeah, I know you're gonna let me. You can do it. We just gotta get rid of that pillar. So we gotta find a spot where that pillar auto saving. Where that pillar pops out and then bring it back in. One tick in. It's like there. And then kind of come across like this. Try and get rid of that little, and then we want to maybe straighten this out. So we don't want to do that. Maybe we'll do something like this. Let's see what the straight give you. It's like right here, huh? Okay, so we gotta come back to like here. That's actually a little tall, isn't it? Maybe not so tall. Something like that. It's a little small. And do a little thing here, isn't it? Yeah, it's like doing some weird thing. See? We don't want that. If I go up one more, will it not keep it from doing that? I don't know. Let's see. I'm meant to build it like a section at a time. And I do. That does look better. I think I want the bridge to have the little things on it. So if we go like that. Maybe we'll step it down a little bit and we keep it straight. I wanted to have that. Not that, but this. Definitely not that. There we go. And then maybe we can bring this back a little bit more. And we'll just have to put a little bend in it. A little bit of kink. Kind of like this. Come back to here. Maybe do this curve tool. I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I think I'd like to... Let's see it straight. Maybe we curve it up a little bit, like keep the bridge flat so it doesn't have like a dip like that. Yeah, let's do that. So, how are we gonna do that? We're gonna go do the rail. I need at least that much, I know. So maybe like here, we'll bring it. Maybe we'll do like something like this. Like where does it feel like it's about that height here? Well, let's try this with one up in the curve tool. Something like this. Come on. Let's see what that looks like. Maybe that'll be good. Maybe from here. I mean, no matter what we do, I suppose it's going to be somewhat bent like that, right? Because there's a hill. We'd have to go all up to the top of it. We're just going to keep working ourselves way up to the hill, right? So maybe we'll do something like that. Like that. It's because we made a flat node. It'd be nice to be able to like, if we could do this. Right, and do this. So that can get us in a node, huh? There we are. I think it's a little bit smoother. It's a little weird transition here though. If we pull that up, I think it's just going to give us a real. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I can tinker with that later. I'm not a big fan of like the little dip here, but what if we draw it from here to here? It's just moving it up. Oh, that's terrible. No, don't do that. I think we got to do it so it doesn't create a pillar. A second pillar, I should say. There we go. Let's see if we can get it to go straight. That's pretty. One more back. I think we gotta do that. We're gonna have the little thing in there, aren't we? Man, I hate these things. Why can't you just make a nice smooth run? Come on. There we go. We had it, but then I messed it up. Now it's all messed up. Yep. I'm going to spend 4 hours doing this. Which I don't really want to do, so we're not going to do that. There we go. It's not too bad. We're just gonna get what we get, which is actually pretty good. What? All right. We got what we wanted. I think. Let's save that. Once in a lifetime opportunity here. Yeah, I think it's good. Let's keep. We get what we get. We got it. So it's good. All right. So we need water out here. And we can hook this line up. Let it run while we're doing other things. Curve your pipes. Can you curve your pipes? I never really tried. No. Okay. It's like, yeah. That'd be kind of interesting. Have curvy pipes. That's good. And power. We can just follow it down the edge of the map here. Just go like this. Alright. Let's turn this bad boy on. Should do the trick. That's our roundabout. Then we can build the roundabout over here. Maybe we can get that done today. And then come back in and put the road structure in. Next episode. We'll see. Or maybe we'll build this structure first. Because you see me build 3, 4 roundabouts now. I mean, they're not that hard. Well, I make them very hard apparently, but you know, we got a couple variations. We have this one. We got this one, which is actually handling a pretty good amount of traffic. Except when people are trying to get into the farthest lane. Well, these guys are getting here and they're getting there. But that'll change because probably a lot of these trucks are importing and exporting. Let's see. Are they empty? Not a fool. So where are they going? The mega shop. So why aren't you using my brand new train line? Exporting forestry products. And now they'll be able to import and export. So all these exporting vehicles. Yeah, I don't know why they're not using this. I mean, I know why. It's far. Like if they're producing here, doing production here. So we'll end up dezoning this to office, I think. Yeah, let's just do that. What they're doing is, instead of coming to this train station, so we'll end up getting rid of this train. Oh, well, we can repurpose the train station. So they're saying, yeah, you know, I could go here and deliver it, or I could just get on the highway and go. I mean, it's not that far. Especially if, like, maybe they want to deliver to, like, in here somewhere. Or, like, over here, far from the train station. Like going here, like, yeah, well, you know, I don't want to get on the train and go around, do all this roundabout stuff and go over here. I just want to take the highway and go. Come down this road. That's probably what they're doing. We can even test it, see. But now that we have this, I'm hoping that things like our fish market, right? We have this off, and he still has problems. Like things, and even though we have 3 fisheries, I did not know he's going to produce so much fish. But maybe instead of sending trucks all the way to Timbuktu, to who knows where, he'll send them to here, right? And then they'll get on, and then they'll just go here. So why did I build this? Maybe people don't know why you build this. Maybe I don't know why I built this, and you can tell me in the comments below that you don't need to build this. The cargo trains send trains wherever they want to go. There's no rhyme. I mean, there's a rhyme and reason, I suppose, somewhere in the coding, deep down in the recesses of the code, and there's a reason. But for the most part, well, let's see if we can see a train coming. They just send things where they want to go. It seems random. They send 7% trains out, 15%, whatever, 17%, 1%. All kinds of trains kind of go in and out. So what happens is, especially if you connect to the outside world in 2 places, you're going to be in a lot of hurting. I mean, on PC, I think you can actually kind of make these, so the flaw on console is you can't tell this station to be inner city and this one not to be, and vice versa. So if you could do that like you can with these trains, you know, we allow inner city trains here. See, we're queuing. That's not good. People be waiting. I mean, people are on this platform waiting. It's trains, probably a lot. Anyway, you can tell the game like which ones to allow inner city ones on the passenger rail, which you can't on cargo. So what will happen is the external folks, the other cities, will send this goods to all your stations. So then you'll have goods that you're producing going to all your stations, and then goods from the outside world going to all your stations. And then if you connect 2 of those together, you'll just have trains that'll cut through your city to go from place to place, because maybe you built the shortcut. You know, if you go from here to here, maybe that's faster. Well, obviously it will be faster from, say, going all the way around, and say there's a line way out there in the distance that comes around, or whatever, right? So connecting to 2 places at once on console, like I said, on PC, probably doesn't matter, because I think you can tell, you can set this to like inner city versus, you know, local. My console, we don't have that option, so we're kind of stuck with how they work. So you don't want a bunch of external inner city trains on your line, clogging up your line, creating train traffic jams, and then, oh, did I do this right? Oh yeah, that looks right. Creating train traffic jams, and then you're gonna get a lot of those like no goods. You're just gonna be zoning and doing things and going, everything looks so good. Oh, helicopters put out a fire. That's nice. Speaking of zoning, we should do some zoning. Oh yeah, I lost my thought there. But yeah, you're gonna be zoning, doing all kinds of good stuff. Next thing you know, you're gonna see, you know, the blue one. It's like the blue icon, similar to the no buyers. I mean, it's different. I shouldn't say similar. It looks different, but it's like a blue icon, and it's like not enough goods. So then they can't sell any goods, and then they don't get them. Then they go abandoned, and then your commercial area crumbles, and then the rest of your city crumbles with it. So, yeah. So I don't know what I was saying. I was saying something. I got distracted. Sorry. Let's do like this maybe. I got distracted by some zoning. I don't know why I just did that. So like I said, I built the transfer station. So what does the transfer station do? It means that the internal train line, intercity train line, so I'm just going to call it external train line, comes in here. They do like some things, which I don't see it. So did we have a broken node? Maybe this is an example of a broken node. Should have came in by now. That looks good. I'm just going to expect a train line. So that way they just come here and then they come out. They just go and they go, come in, they come out. And we don't have to worry about them. And then the trucks come here, they do like a loop, deliver to ours, and then this is our internal line. And it keeps external trains from going to like this train station and this train station. And then what if we build a train station here and so forth and so on. Or so on and so forth. Okay? That's why I build this. On PC you don't have to, I don't think. I don't play on PCA, I play on PlayStation, so like I said, if there's a way. Ah, there we go. They found us. Yep, okay, so we know the rail's good. Sometimes, I think I brought up when we were running the passenger line, but you might not have saw that video, the nodes here, they get broken. So what will happen is the actual like train track itself, so like the, well, it's called the train road itself will connect. So like it'll look nice and connected, but then when you look down here, it'll just be like the sand. And then the line will, the rail itself will just like end here, and right here, and then it'll like end right here, and then it'll just be like the silver rail line. So you can get out of the way so the wire. Yeah, that's a good shot. So like this silver rail line won't be there. It will be missing, and then you'll be like, how come? It's very noticeable on passenger train because you won't be able to run around. So you go to like click on the station and you click on the next station, and then like you won't get the, you won't see the route line show up. You're like, oh man, what's going on? It's probably something like that. Like as long as you, or if you have a tunnel and you snapped, you're drawing your tunnel like this, and your tunnel's like 5 clicks down, and then the other tunnel's like 1 click down, and they look like from this view, they're connected. But then when you look at the side view down in the dirt, they're like miles apart. That happens. Or if you try and build a tunnel off another tunnel underground, sometimes you get the broken node inside the tunnel. You won't see that, so you just got to try and redraw it and hope for the best, and maybe that's what it is. Or inspect your line here, and then come across it and then just redraw it. A lot of times, if you redraw it, it'll fix itself. Like it fixes it. Okay, and he went and died, so that's good. And the reason he died is because we're not exporting, so we're importing goods only, right? So if you look at this map, and then probably all our trucks that are exporting, like the tuna, they're already out like exporting. I just seen them coming back, right? You can see them. All our trucks everywhere, like here. Like we don't want him driving all over these trucks here, and these vehicles here. They don't need to drive to who knows where. They can now they can drive to here. And now we're going to probably get a lot more use out of this. And I want to see if it queues up, because we have this weird design here, so that the cars just kind of zip in. See, they just zip right in. They don't have to like stop and make a right-hand turn. And then we'll start labeling these train stations, so that way we know where they're going. And then our roundabout should clear up. Because all these trucks that are highlighted right now won't go there. They'll go here. Because like the quickest route to export's right here. And that's fast. And we got a weird bend. Maybe I can try and fix that. I'll take the bend out right here. Kind of slope it like this. Maybe draw a diagonal piece. That's probably what I'll do. I'll try and draw like a diagonal piece here to here. And then curve a little bit. And I'll take the bend out. I can do that later. Does that make sense? Especially these guys are exporting. They should just be driving right here. So where's he going? Does he not know that's there? Exporting ore. See, well, this goes to the fact that trucks go wherever they want. They drive wherever they want. They drive backwards, sideways, on 2 wheels. Left-hand side, right-hand side, doesn't matter. They just go where they want. These people who are exporting should just be going here and exporting, but they're not. So I don't know why not. It's like right here. Maybe they got the order to drive before I turn this on, and it'll work its way out over time. I don't know. Maybe they're returning. He's returning. He's not. He just drove right past the train station to go to who knows where. Who knows where? We can track them. He wants to go. Oh, he's not exporting. So he's going to that train station to export. So maybe, like I said, he didn't realize, I don't know. I don't know why he would do that. Why would you do that? He obviously went there to export. So he knew that that train existed. And export, and he could export, but then instead of going here, he went there. So trucks go where the short end of the story is trucks go where they want to go. They don't care. Just do their best and realize that it's going to get frustrating because trucks just go where they're going to go, and build some roads for them. So I know how this is going to go. I can get rid of these lines. All right, we got to leave room for farming. That means we're going to come down to about there. Oh, we turn. What did I turn off? Nothing. Okay, good. So like, this road's gonna go here. All right. So my last grid-like structure in my last city was, I want to say. How did I get on my phone? I'm looking it up. There we are. So I kind of want to build it either that size or a little bit bigger. Just click on this here. 11 by 4. So maybe we'll make it 11 by 5 or 12 by 5. Can we do that? So 12 22 unit lengths. So it's 22. Oh, sorry, I'm all over the place here. So 22 units is 2 lengths plus 2. In case you want to run a path down the middle. That's 440. So if you want to do, say, 12 of those, you take your trusty calculator and do 440 times 12. It's $5,280 for this type of road to do that length. So then you just pull it out that length to get to 5,000, which we're not going to get anywhere close to that. That's not good. So then we're not going to have that size. Oh, wait, can we come down here? We can come down a little bit more. It's only $2,000. 3,000. So maybe we won't be making it that long, that wide. 12 blocks. I mean, we could shave off some. I didn't really use paths last time. We used buses, so we could do that. Make them too. Trying to think. No, you know what? That's not right. They weren't. I went this way with the length. It's still not going to do it. No, wait. I did the math before, and now I don't know how to. Now I don't know what I'm doing. I'm on camera now, and I can't figure it out. 11 by 4. Yeah, it was 11 grids long, and those grids were. That's because I'm doing the wrong width. So they were the 11 grids were 1.5 or 11 for what passed. So they were only $220. So they're half price. I think. That's right. So now we would do 220 times 11. To give us the right numbers. 2420. So if we want to do 12, an extra block to make it even. It's nice to have an odd block in there. Actually, that's 13 times 220. 2860. Let's see how far that is. We're not going to hit it, so we're not going to get that. We started here anyway. Just barely. So maybe we'll do 11. But I want to get rid of the other industry, so I got to accommodate that for that. Maybe we'll do 12. 2640. So it'd be like there. Right there. I went pretty straight, so we can get it. And then, alright, so that's that. And then if we do, now this is the 4 by 440. Let's try that. Maybe we'll make it 5 blocks. 440. 2200 this way. So that would be the block. I think that was acceptable. Do I need that extra block? You know, we'll have it. If we don't, we're going to build it with these cheap roads, so it's just not too bad. I think we'll do that. So we'll do 5 by 12 times 220. 2640. Because we're going to get rid of some stuff, put some train stations in there, so it's not really going to be that many blocks of it. We'll put it here. So what was it? 2640, I think was the number. My calculator's changed. There we go. Yeah, let's do that. That looks pretty straight to me, I think. Oh. Actually, maybe we ought to draw it here. Well, that's our time. That was a quick 40 minutes about cargo trains. So maybe what we'll do is we'll draw it here. Draw this one first. It might be easier to make it straight with that line, like this, like eyeballing it. And that was 5 times 20 to 20. Is that right? And that was 5 times 440. It's 2200. It's not going to be straight, right? Actually, it might be okay here. Does that look straight to you guys? I feel like it's pretty straight. 2240, 2200, sorry. We gotta redraw this. Then we'll hang up and start again. We'll grid it out and build it 12 times 220. 2640. And then that'll be alright. $26.40. We may have too much industry. We might not. That's just good. So that'll be our industrial area. It's a big block. And the blocks will run this way, as the arrows indicated. So they'll come in. This will blow this up. This will become an elevated highway. Feed in. They'll come in. There'll be a train station probably about here. Train station about here. And this will come across, come down. So they'll come out here, and then we'll have a highway road that kind of goes like this, kind of curves back here, like that. And then they can get out. They can go over here, which I don't think they'll go over here, or they can go down in here, which they might not do that either. All right, I think that'll be good. So let's hang up and restart. So you guys have been good. You guys have been a wonderful audience. I appreciate everything you do for us here, do for me here on Dres Gaming and all that stuff. I'll catch you next time.